Yo, yo, what's going on? It's your boy Travis, aka T1.
And it's your girl DJ Baby Blue Diamond, and you tuned into you asked us, and we would
Welcome,
definitely
welcome.
answer the questions that you want asked answered, or we definitely would talk about topics that you want to talk about. Before we get started, how has your week been?
We've been all right. We've been all right. Actually, I will be going to the Ali Sadiq comedy show tomorrow.
Okay,
So that kind of capped the weekend off and everything. So
that's good. That's good.
we good.
Okay, I'm happy that doing comedy shows back again.
Yeah, it's a nice release. You know what I'm saying? So I
It
knew
is
I knew that was gonna happen. Like once the
city open back up.
city opened back up, really the state opened back up, I knew there were going to be a lot of events.
Was
Trying
this
to
a family thing or just a husband and wife thing? No kids.
just a husband and wife thing. Nah, them kids can't go to the comedy show.
They're not old enough yet. Well, that's good. That's good. It's always good to have date night.
Yeah,
That's good. Shout out to our co-host D who couldn't make it. He's out of town with an artist doing their thing. They're at some kind of like Def Jam type thing. I don't know exactly what it. No, not Def Jam. Rock Nation type event. I think in Houston area. So shout out to D doing this little photography, videography thing.
right.
That's pretty dope. We have a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Mr. Derek Jackson and his cheating and him, commentating on his own video in third person. We're also going to talk about the value of traveling. Is it important or should we just stay home? We're not talking about just in the pandemic, but in general, before the pandemic. Should we be traveling or should we just stay home? And the poll question of the night is, should you stay after they cheat? I know this answer is going to be different for different people because Beyonce stayed, and a lot of other people stay in relationships after they cheat. And then you have people like Sweetie and Quavo who just quit after they cheat. So, each person is different. Each relationship is different. So we're going to get into those topics. If you are in a relationship or you know someone in a relationship and you want to chime in at any time, feel free. We're live on Facebook and YouTube tonight. So go ahead, share, let people know to tune in. If you tune in right now, and give us your thoughts. So, do you feel like it's important to travel? Let's talk about that before we get into the cheating part, because I feel like that's going to be heated. Everyone have a lot to say. What are your thoughts on traveling? Not just in the pandemic, but in general, before the pandemic hit. What are your thoughts on traveling?
I'm a proponent of it. I feel like everybody should travel. I feel like everybody should get
Cheating part, because I feel
should,
like that's going to be heated. Everyone have a lot to say.
what just
Go ahead. No, that was my,
happened.
no, that was my phone. I was tapped into our live.
That's all good. Nah, it was but yeah, I feel like everybody should, if they get the opportunity or create an opportunity to be able to travel, if you can help it. Especially getting out of getting out of the country, seeing something different. Um, Flights are not as expensive as people think. It's just a matter of planning it.
I agree with that. Planning ahead of time, and I think most of the time weekdays is when it's cheapest because most people travel on weekends. I think
Hmm.
I'm not for sure.
Yeah, it's like certain days. It's like certain days in the week where it's cheaper to buy them. So I forget what days those are, but it's like sweet spot in the middle of the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, or something like that.
I agree with you. It's important to travel with your family. It's also important to travel if you have a significant other without the kids. Because I saw a little post that said the difference between a vacation and I think it was like a vacation or traveling or something like that is a vacation. A vacation, oh no, difference between a vacation and a trip. A trip is with your kids, but vacation is just you and your significant other. So
That's
it
true.
is important, and it's important to have your kids experience the world. Because if you don't take your kids outside of just where you live, then they're gonna think that's all there's to offer. It's just where you live. But when you show them other cultures or show them other things, and they know, okay, when I go up, I can do this, I can go there. So it's just, oh, I'm stuck here. in this little city or this little state.
Yeah.
And Texas is big enough to travel on its own too. So don't think
Yeah.
that you have to leave your state to travel. You can go to other cities. Because I saw a news story where this group of friends, they wanted to travel, I think like to Paris and Italy and all that, but then the pandemic hit and they got stuck. So they're like, let's travel to the cities with the same names here in Texas. So they traveled to Paris, Texas, and stuff like that. So that was a dope little thing that they did.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I know to get from one end of Texas to the other, it'll take you at least a day.
It does.
There's a whole lot to see in Texas to a point. You know, every state has their boring spots. You know what I mean?
Yes, and every state is known for something. So I feel like if you want to go to a state that's known for something and try it out. Like, everybody say peaches for, Georgia peach. Go out there and try a peach. See if it's really what it's worth it. See if it's what the hype is about,
I
Go
will.
to
I
the top
will
of the
say.
city and see if it's the hype. Just
Yeah, I will. I will say though, like, they are peaches in Georgia. They are different. Like the way that they're grown. I don't know if it's the soil. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but the way that they're the juiciest in Georgia. I'll say that. I will say that. It's weird. Like it's weird, but it's true in my opinion.
okay. I never tried their peaches yet, but I've been to Georgia many a time, so I never tried. I've been to Savannah, Georgia, and I didn't like my experience when I went there. There as a very racist town. If you ever been to Savannah, it's racist, and so is Tulsa, Oklahoma is very racist. I would not suggest y'all to go there. Oklahoma in general, but Tulsa, I would not suggest y'all to go there. Places. That's just my experience that I had. But there's other places you can go. Miami is a great place. All the cultures, all the food. That's
Yeah,
very.
I've been. You know, it's funny. I haven't been to Miami yet.
You haven't been to Miami. You're missing
Yeah,
out.
like I've never been. I've always wanted to. I just never
When
got.
I tell you, I didn't really get to go to like too many places, but just walking on the streets a little bit, it is like you see in videos and movies. You see those cultures. You see the Latino. You see the Jamaicans with the dress and all that.
Right.
I'm assuming Miami is kind of like New York, but just hotter with all the cultures. Because New York gets cold and Miami gets the heat. But you see those cultures just walk, not like necessarily the same, but you know what I mean? You see all the cultures walking around. Because like in New York, lots of cultures. And I was just like, it's the same as the movies. Because sometimes movies can like exaggerate stuff. But it's the same. You just see it's just nice to see lots of cultures, dark skin, light skin, Latinos, blacks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to see like dark skinned black people who are like mixed and they start speaking Spanish. I was like, okay, I like that.
Well, oh yeah,
down
sure.
here.
It's literally, I mean, we could have a whole history lesson in geography and all of that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like we all just got dropped off in different spots. Not all
exactly. Exactly. They're just like here.
Yeah. I'll just say that because that's
get off the boat. Get off the boat. It is true. Mm-hmm. It is true. That's why on some of these reality shows they had to have a history lesson because some of them were being racist towards Afro Latinas and they didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a very real thing. It's a thing. Like it's not something that it was this huge thing on the Love and Hip Hop, the Miami edition of Love and Hip Hop with Amada La Negra, and then like one of the girls that she was beefing with, I forget her name, but she kept saying nigga a lot.
And then that one guy too, who also didn't know a difference between Afro Latina and wanted her to change her Afro.
Young Hollywood is I think that
was Young Hollywood, yes.
But my thing is, Puerto Ricans are black folk, man. Like so are Dominicans, and so individuals from Brazil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even know before I even heard his name. There's a baseball player named David Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know like before they said his name, I didn't know that he was Dominican. He looked like he looked like a regular brother playing baseball.
Yeah.
But it's just that's how it went down. This is how it worked.
I agree with that. And there's a lot of people in sports who looks one ways, but might be mixed with, and we all mix with everything anyway, too. I think one day I really want to do that. What is that gene test to see where you're from and what most of your nationality. That'd be kind of cool to do,
Yeah.
so you can see what you mix with and what you're not mixed with. Cause you'd be surprised. Some black people have a lot of white people in them. Some white people have a lot of black in us, and they don't like us. So that's crazy. And then that's speaking of I know we was talking about traveling and we got all off subject, but I was just thinking about the video I sent you guys of the white lady that did the black person and then started singing with the makeup. She was just and we in the comments, and I noticed everyone who kept sharing the video, they kept talking about how blackface, racist, and all this. But my thing is, y'all, I want to know who is this girl in the video. Why we not tagging her and trying to find out who she is and calling her out and call out the show? Because everyone just kept talking about how racist it is. We get it. It's racist. Let's find the person who did it. Let's find this show who's putting this event on and tag them in it. You got to start at the source because she probably got paid to do that and just doing what she got paid to do.
Mm-hmm. But at some point, there has to be some sort of like moral compass. You like your moral, like you have to have one. But and I feel like everybody has one. It's just how theirs is set up. And if your moral compass allows you to do things that would be deemed racist, or your moral compass is the type that your emphasis is to get it by any cost, by any means, and like meaning like there's a difference between by any means necessary and then like just doing anything for money. No matter if it goes against your morals and your values. So that's the problem. That part is the problem.
I agree with
that's what makes money evil too, and you'll do anything for it.
Yes, people will do anything for the money, for the stimmy, for everything.
Mm-hmm.
They will do it for the money. Hello to the listeners who tune in right now. Uncle Rich, Chris Aego, what up, what up, what up? We were talking about traveling and is it good for the soul and for your family? Our poll question for tonight that's in the chat is, should you stay after they cheat? Let us know your thoughts. We're going to be talking about that Derek Jackson situation and how he did a reaction to his own video. Like, I already felt it was crazy enough for him to hold his wife's hand that tight when he admitted to cheating. And now you go beyond crazy by reacting to your own video because someone said he should. And then the way they were judging, and I kind of felt like usually, I don't know, I got like two different views on this story because usually when anyone cheats, women are always like, yeah, men ain't ish, men ain't this. But I feel like the women were either one, making fun of the wife, or two, bashing the wife. They weren't saying, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. It was more like, oh, if I was her, I wouldn't have been there holding his hand. If I was her, I wouldn't have done this, and I would cheat on her too because the way she dressed. We should have been uplifting each other. We should have been on her corner. But then again, she came out with her little talking about God and I'm in the army of the Lord, and I was just like, okay.
Well, this is what. So this would be okay. So this is the perfect segue into the next topic, right?
Yeah.
Of leaving, like, would you leave? Like, would you leave if they cheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people feel like, oh no, not me. I wouldn't put up with this. I wouldn't put up with this. Listen, there's certain things in life where that you can make that sort of guarantee. But when there's another life involved and there's other variables at play, like children and things like that, or just the love that is present, it's not so easy to just say. It's not so easy to do what you say, what you're not going to put up. You don't know what you're going to put up with it at that level until you're faced with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Yeah.
You really don't know. Like I would like to think that, you know, on something like that, I would be. I don't know. Like I don't know how I would react in that situation. I would like to think like, nah, I ain't doing that. At the same time, it's
like you said, you have kids involved. I don't know. I don't think they have kids. Do they have kids?
And like my vows say for better or for worse.
I don't know if they have kids, but you have kids. Like you said, it's different.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, it's like, you know, vows.
True, because Beyonce and Jay-Z didn't have kids when Jay-Z cheated at the time, too.
Nah, That's what I'm saying. It's like it's for better or for worse. Like, how serious do you take that, and what is your for worse? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Ben the Monster said, no, if they do it once, they would do it again. I would. Huh?
I was saying the chances of that happening are high. But
yes.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say if they do it once, they'll do it again. Some people, you know, are very remorseful behind that. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen that. So, but it could go both ways. But the other one is higher than the other one, though.
Iris Williams says, I've stayed afterwards. However, when it's a baby made from it, it's a habitual cheating, then I'm out. If it's a baby made from it, or it's habitual.
Yeah. I think Wendy Williams said something like that, but she was like, I can handle it. Like, I can handle cheating. I can handle a scandal or whatever. But what you can't come back from is a kid.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Chris Saego said, I wasn't familiar with Mr. Jackson before. However, once I did more digging, I did come to the realization that Homeboy's gimmick was basically, I'm a nice guy and all other men are trash.
Yeah. For sure. If you look at his videos, it's all bashing dudes. It's all bashing men.
He even bashed himself when he was talking about himself, which was weird. Oh, they did have Blue Ivy when Jay was cheating. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was young. Yeah, she was young. Yeah.
Chris Live says, how worse is worse? How unhappy do you have to be? How far does it have to go before a divorce is warranted? Oh, wow. That's a good one, Chris.
What is that? How worse is worse?
How worse is worse? How unhappy do you have to be? How far does you have to go before divorce is unwanted?
That's what I'm saying. Like you know, that's what I mean is, you know, you'll know what your threshold is, like what you can handle. You know what I'm saying? Because can you forgive and try to move on? Like, can you forgive or try to move on, or is it going to be too much? Like, you can still forgive, but is it going to be too much for you to stay in a relationship, knowing that you may have that thought in the back of your mind that your significant other is going to do it again?
Exactly.
So it all. Yeah, for sure, Chris.
Yes, Chris said he's super manipulative vibe. Other Chris says, sounds kind of old school to me. Back in the whole, we are not necessarily monogamous creatures from before.
Yeah, but at the same time, if that's what you're proclaiming, the reason he's getting ragged on is because he's putting himself out there to be something that he's not.
Yes. If he wouldn't have made these videos,
nobody would care. like that.
Exactly.
But you are sitting there, he's having all of these epiphanies and all these philosophical conversations, trying to dissect what somebody's saying, and talking trash on men when, bro, you out here like you got dirt on your dick. You feel what I'm saying? Like, stop.
Yeah.
And
Not
he's a
only that,
horrible athlete. Like that. That's what I
I
love
didn't
about.
even know
That's
that.
what I love about social media and the people of social media. Like in the age we live in is the age of transparency. If you are out here saying, like, trying to proclaim one thing and then
He's
it
an
comes
athlete.
out that ain't you, like it's your whole past gonna get brought up.
Whoop. I didn't know he played sports.
Yeah, somebody posted his high school stats. He was terrible, and most of the games he played.
Oh wow. Ben said, "Why would you put your queen through that? If you love them, respect, just walk away." That makes sense. Ira says, "I think the issue is he claimed to hold other men accountable, but then did the same thing he's saying not to do. That's true." And you know who else got called out this week? That guy that older man that gives relationship advice. Apparently, he got called out this week for something.
Who?
I can't think of his name. That older dude that's always giving women relationship advice and telling them like no one wants to date you. Cause someone made a little post talking about they're gonna have a versus battle between him and Derrick Jackson. I'm trying to see if I can look up his name. But he's an older guy who gives if you know who I'm talking about, please comment. It's an older guy who gives relationship advice. When you hold that person in the same, the trust is gone. That is true. Kevin Samuels, that's his name. Thank you, Iris. Kevin Samuels.
Oh, him, the bald-headed dude with the glasses.
Yes, he got called out for something this week. I forgot what he did, but I'm gonna look it up because once you look up people's name, they're gonna tell you what he get called out for. But apparently, he got called out for something. I don't know what it was, but he got called out for something. If you know what it is, comment what it is. But he did. Ben DeMonstre said he's an actor, like he's playing a doctor on TV, and then he wants to play something outside of TV. That is true. That's true. I don't know what he got called out for, but apparently he did something where people want to do a versus battle between him and Derrick Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about him doing anything.
His ex exposed him for something.
His ex?
His ex exposed them for something. Leaked audio. Kevin ex exposed them. Speaks out.
What is up
And
with
he
all
has
this?
a mugshot too. And something about a mugshot. I don't know what she exposed him for something, but she called him out for something.
You said a blood shot?
A mugshot.
A mugshot. Oh.
But his ex called him out for something on leak. I don't know. That's another thing too. When you're dealing with the person who you cheat on with, because sometimes a lot of people get caught is when the other person speaks. Sometimes. Sometimes it's not necessarily, let me go through your phone and I found something. Sometimes it's the other person saying, oh, I'm not happy. Oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna tell your wife. I'm gonna tell your girlfriend.
Yeah. And what's up with, like, you said something too about a leaked audio. Like, what is up with all this, like, secretive recording?
That's another thing too. People do that for clout, for money. They think they're going to get a reality, especially when you get to a certain amount of fame. Because if you notice that they're not leaking these audios when we don't know them. They're not leaking the audios when we first just hear about them. They wait until you reach a good height of your success, and then they want to leak the audio. Because Derrick Jackson not only does these videos and have women and men following him, he has a book. I think he even have a relationship game that you can play too. And I guess the ex is like, oh, you making all this money? I want some too. So I'm going to put some dirt out on you or whatever. I don't know.
It's like you can't even be, it's like you can't have a real adult moment in private with you. With anybody, never mind your significant girl, like just with anybody.
That's why I'm always careful of who I talk to, do anything with relationship wise, because you never know. Let's say I do make it big, I don't need anyone coming back trying to leak something, saying I did this, did that, the fight of my, we're not having that. No. They might say, oh, she's a cool person, but none else. I'm not trying to, but you just never know.
Yeah. Ben said,
But
but I do say this, we were told never follow man, because man will fail you. Yeah.
That's true.
That's very true.
Yes, good one, Ben. He said, like, we put Jada and Will on high standards in their relationship, and we feel bad when they fail us. But not really. For one, I don't know, something about the Jada and Will situation, people were just like, we knew it. We knew it.
Yeah, like, it wasn't really a surprise.
They had that vibe that they were just in an open relationship. And I can just tell when she did the red table talk with August Alsina. And I thought that was weird when he was like, yeah, I was high on perk. I fell off the stage and she was there for my aid. I was like, that's kind of random. I thought that was random. But kind of red flags.
Isn't on my tattoo.
Yeah, that's what that song was about. Yeah,
he's look at the time frame of that song and the time frame.
And I feel bad because that's like my favorite song. That's one of my favorite songs by him. That one and No Love. I feel like No Love's about her too. Don't go looking for love. I feel like he just wanted like a friends with benefit thing. And no, I feel like she wanted a friend. No, I feel like she wanted a friend with benefit thing. And he wanted more.
She wasn't leaving Will. She made that very clear on that red table talk. That they would not leave each other. Like,
no,
they are partners.
I have a question before I read Iris's. Well, I'm gonna read Iris's comment. Then I have a question. Yep, I feel at this point they're trying to savage his career versus their marriage and her mental. That's true, and her mental stability. That's true. They're more trying to. I feel like Jackson's more trying to. Hey, let me fix it so I can still sell books instead of trying to fix my marriage.
Oh, you talking about Jackson?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But I tell you this though. Some tell me she got her get back.
You think so?
Yeah. Some tell me she got her get back. I don't know. That could be that could just be me assuming, but that's what I really feel like she got her get back.
Now I know we were talking about how people stay in marriages and relationships because of kids, and how like we have these leaked audios from exes and stuff. But what about baby mamas? I guess they call it the bitter baby mamas who come in and try to mess up relationships because they couldn't stay with the dude over kids. For instance, Kels Mitchell's baby mom, after so many years, decided to come out talking about he owes me back child support. But in the video she posted, she's half naked, twerking. Talking about he owes me back child support. And the women were like,
Kenan and Kel?
Yes, from Kenan and Kel. And the women were like, we want to be on your side. Talking about, yeah, he owes you back child support, but you twerking. We can't be on your side if you half naked. We can't believe you that he owes child support if you half naked. They're like, if you were decently dressed in a nice little video saying he owes you back child support, then we could be on your side. But the women were like, you half naked. We can't support that. We don't know if you tell the truth now. You half naked. And she was like in a bathing suit, half naked, talking about he owes me child support. And I'm like we said, he's at the height of his career again, and she's probably trying to come back for more. Brittany Perry said, my get back game will begin gone.
Noted.
Don't be cheating. They say a lot of videos he made in his car, he was at his mistress' house in the background. That's probably true.
Yo, it's funny. You know what? I never realized that or thought about that until Ben, you just said that. You absolutely right. He was probably the only way or he just got
done. He got done getting
some feeling bad about the shit.
And it's crazy because a lot of the memes was like, look at him probably in his car coming from his mistress' house making another video.
Feeling bad.
Feeling bad. Man, Brittany said, I don't care if she was completely naked. If he owes money, he owes money. I understand that, Brittany, but it's more the message she was sending. It wasn't the fact that he don't The women are not saying that he don't owe her money. The women was just saying it's the message you send when you have naked saying he owes you money, basically. Because he probably do owe her money, but it's the way she went about it.
Yeah, it was
Because she could have just did a normal video like we are, saying, hey, I'm the ex-girlfriend, baby mama of Keenan Mitchell, and I feel like he owes me money. But my thing is, why take it to social media when you could just go to court and they can do it in private? Why would I just say on Facebook, Instagram, you owe me money instead of me just taking you to court and we can do it privately? Ain't nobody got to know you owe me money. Nobody got to know. And then I feel like we hold these celebrities to couple goals, which I don't know why a lot of people do that. But they see a celebrity, Jada and Will, couple goals. So and so, Beyonce, Jay-Z, couple goals.
It's really all about money. Like when people are saying that, like especially like for celebrities, it's really all the status that they have, like the money that they have, and the empire that they built. Because there's no question that they have been extremely successful as a unit. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like when people say that on like with celebrities, I feel like that's what it is. I think it's more like when people say that in general, I think, you know, they look at the status and look at the level of success they were able to obtain. But when you know the person, it goes a little more deeper than that, because like you see how they interact with each other. You see all of that when it's a more intimate thing, and you know somebody or know of somebody. With these celebrities,
yeah,
you can't base it off of that. You can't base it off of nothing but money, because that's all they show you. I feel like the only, like in recent memory that I can think would be Nip and Lauren, where they would do these like little, like they would do these little interview games with each other and like put it out and stuff like that. You could tell like they had like something genuine, so it went deeper than
and I feel like,
what people would think.
Like you said, Nipsey and Lauren, and some of these older couples, like Denzel and his husband, Viola Davis and her husband. What's the lady that played What Love Got to Do with It? Angela Bassett and her husband. Like, look up to them. They strong. They going.
Yeah.
It's like y'all want to look up to these young rappers, like, and then the young rappers y'all used to look up to that was talking about getting money, getting with all these women, are now getting married, like Gucci and them. They now getting married and settled down.
Oh yeah,
they just doing that to sell records.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of there should be some evolving as you get older and as you live more life. You shouldn't be talking about the same things at 40 something or 30 something that you was talking about in your 20s and in your teens. Like, you shouldn't be doing
that. Underground artist, you hear him, you heard him, because I see that in the field I work in and stuff. I see 40-year-olds and older people still talking about popping bottles and giving all these women. I'm like, you're 50, your kids are my age, dude. Why? If you got kids my age, you should not. You should be talking about staying home, watching Netflix, nothing else. Chris said they're destroying their image. Image is nothing, but image is everything. That is true. Ben said Keenan just got his own TV show and he's getting money right now with the SNL. So yeah, that's probably why.
We mean Kel? Are we talking about Kel?
No, I'm talking about Kel Mitchell, not Keenan. I don't know. He got us confused. But Kel Mitchell did get a new show. He's going to be on a show coming soon too. Kel Mitchell is going to be on a show coming soon, but not Keenan. I'm not talking about Keenan. I'm talking about Kel. Kel's going to be on a new show.
Ain't Keenan married?
Yeah, Keenan's married.
Yeah, Keenan married.
But not Kel. And then Brittany said, but this is Kel's ex. Either way, she better get to court because we can't help her, bathing suit or not. That's what we're saying, Brittany. We can't help her on social media.
Yeah.
If I had 50,000 people and I'm telling you that he owes me money, what y'all gonna do? You're not the lawyers.
Ain't nobody finna PayPal or Cash App or shit.
Exactly. We can't help you. All we can say is go to court. Go to court. But my thing is, even as a celebrity, let's say you don't post your relationship stuff on social media. TMZ, man, they know how to find out stuff without you posting. So they're gonna find out. Because Gary
I think
Owens and his
TMZ
wife.
got informants. There ain't no way they are that damn thorough that they
Because
get
I'm
the
trying to
news
figure out how
reports
they were
like
the
that.
first one to find out Michael Jackson died, and no one else knew. But that's a different story. But exactly, and like Gary Owens and his wife, she didn't publicly announce that they were getting divorced. TMZ found out that she filed, and they posted it, and that's when she finally had to come out and say, "Hey."
Well, that's the thing. I believe they live in California or something like that.
Yeah.
So where with that, you got paparazzi everywhere. You know what
Everywhere.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and especially in places where you know you can pick up a good scandal like a hotel, or
All
you
these
hear about
popular
a
places,
hotel catch out at a
Cali,
police station, doing a
ATL, New
house.
York,
Mm-hmm.
all these big popular places, Miami, you can't do nothing.
Yeah,
Like
they found somebody. They found. I remember back. What was it? It was like my senior year of high school when Star Jones was like going through her situation with the View,
yeah.
and they was out of the country. Her husband was out of the country, nowhere near the States. I mean, nowhere near, on a beach, damn near secluded. And somebody caught that photo while they was out there. Like,
People would,
they will find you if they want to.
yes, paparazzi would go to the extreme to get that picture and get paid.
For sure.
You can buy your own island. They're gonna find out where you bought that island and why and where you going, and you can't do nothing. Ira says the thing is we're looking up to these couples. Even the happy ones may not be so happy. That's true. Why can't we make our own couple goals as we're the only ones that matter? Honestly, that
Pretty
is
much,
true.
that's where I'm at with it. My relationship is couple goals.
I feel like
My goal is to make my relationship better.
that's a good thing. We should always aspire to make our relationships better. And I also feel like we talked about in our show a couple of times, because you're married, Dee's married, it's always good to do dating, couple night. Because sometimes we get caught up in our work, we get caught up in our social life, we get caught up with the kids, and you don't make times for ourselves and for y'all to have that one-on-one time to talk about life, to see how you doing, check in on each other. Because sometimes you don't even get a chance to check on each other when you get busy. It's not even, y'all might be together and y'all might talk, but y'all don't get a chance to say, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? What can we do to lighten the load? Or what can I do to, you never get that chance to sit and do that. But when you date each other and have time for yourself, you can just have time to kick back, relax. Y'all can laugh about something. It might be something simple as in, my kid left a toy on the floor. That might make y'all laugh, but y'all take the time to sit there and laugh about it. You know, you just need that time, and that's one way that can help strengthen relationships. I'm not saying it's gonna help all the way, but that's just one way to help, because people think you have to stop dating once you say I do.
Huh?
I said sometimes people think you have to stop dating once you say I do, but you don't.
Date even more because you're courting you're courting that person for life.
Exactly. And even when you have kids, you still gotta date.
That doesn't happen all the time, but mistakes happen, from both parties or whatever, however those mistakes happen. Whether it be taking the person for granted or, being nasty and hateful, like all of those type of things, like you are potential to deal, that you deal with in a relationship. But
I want to know, people who are tuning in, your thoughts on. I remember when Evelyn Lozano was dating Chad Ocho Cinco, and she specifically said, I don't mind him cheating if I don't know about it. So she doesn't find out, she doesn't hear about it, she doesn't mind. But once she hears about it, it's game over.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. Like, because I actually remember watching that episode. She had said, or one of the episodes,
Ayana,
she had
Fix
said
My
something
Life.
about She has like well on the actual like
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop. I mean, Love and Basketball. I mean,
yeah
Basketball Wives.
Basketball Wives Miami when they was all in Miami.
Yes.
Him and like her and Chad had that conversation, and he was like, you know, when I be on the road, I be wanting to, you know, and she was like, all right, well, like, you know, just bring her home if we like, you know, if I like her, then, you know, she was down with, you know, with the whole, you know, third person situation, but her thing, like you said, her thing was one, like if she, you know, if she didn't know about it, that's the problem. And then when she comes to find out later, then you know that's of course that's the problem. So, but that's like we said before, like a few weeks ago, that's a dangerous game to
It
play
is.
because like line, like water, the water gets murky, lines get blurred because in a man, you know, it probably in his mind he was like, you know what, she ain't gonna. I mean, you know, even though she may have said, you know, if you do sleep with another chick, it's a us decision type of situation.
Yeah.
But in his mind, like man, I'm on the road, my girl ain't here. Like that's probably what that. It's probably what that was. But I heard, you know, I heard he was whooping her ass too. Like when he
Yeah, they had some
when that
domestic
news
violence
came out,
situations.
like that wasn't the first time that happened.
No.
That got found out later on, I guess.
That's what happened to Robin Thicke and his wife. They had decided to bring another woman into the bedroom, and he stepped out and saw her without her knowing, and then they ended up getting a divorce too. So, like you said, that can be a messy situation. Ben said we should learn from these people failed relationships and try not to mirror their relationships. That's true.
I feel like we should mirror people's relationships anyway,
At
because you
all,
don't,
yeah,
because good, bad, or indifferent, you don't know what they got to deal with to make it through them days. So do what works for you and yours.
exactly. Iris Williams said dating, communication, intimacy, etc. should be consistent. Brittany Perry says because she's embarrassed, she peeps. Some peeps are okay with partners having other relationships, just not being blindsided. That's true.
I think that was what she was. Yeah, I think that's what she was saying. Yeah.
Iris says I care hell because him cheating can bring me back to something. All I know is I wouldn't be the same if she would if she was cheating. I'm just saying. Oh no, he would be the same if she was cheating. That is true. If it was the other foot, it'd be a totally different story. Oh, she said, I'm not in Evelyn, by the way. But I agree. Things would have been totally different if she did the same thing he did. It really would. Ben said, yeah, that's how I think I'm scared to catch something. But if you going out, bring something back. Shaking my head. That's true, Brittany. Men cannot handle that the other way around.
No. No.
Women handle
And
it
I'm gonna
better
tell
than
you
men.
why. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real raw with y'all, and I'm gonna tell you why. You wanna know why men can't handle
Why?
it? Because we know how our woman like to get pleased.
Oh, okay.
So in our mind, if that does happen, we are envisioning another man doing what we do to her, and and God forbid he do something
That you
a
ain't never done.
little bit better than you. God forbid.
Yeah.
And she fucking
Okay.
with it. All we ready to lay something down. We ready
Game
to
over.
risk it all. I'm telling you. That's why we can't handle it. That's why.
Game over.
It's
Man.
weird, I know, whatever. So, hey,
So why
that's
do you feel
what
like
it is.
women handle it better than men?
Huh?
Why do you feel like women handle it better than men?
It could be conditioning. It could be like their lives or their minds have been conditioned to just accept whatever a man we as men do because we're stupid. I mean, that's the consensus that men are stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
Chris said that yes, men a bit possessive, or we have self issues with trust.
yeah,
Chris said, yeah, competitive
right.
and ego.
Yeah, all of that is ego. All of that, everything, all of that falls under that big E word, ego.
Man.
That is a crushing blow.
Ben said, like they say, women are the locks and men are the keys. People would rather have a key that can open many locks, not a lock that can be opened by just any key. Okay, Ben. Shout out to Ben for tuning in for the first time today. I'm assuming. I'm not sure if he tuned into the other shows and just lurked around, but shout out to Ben dropping gems. Shout out to Brittany Perry for tuning in, Chris and Iris for tuning in. Iris says, and of course, we may slip and say we don't like something we may have liked prior to the cheating. LOL.
Wait a minute, say that again.
She said, and of course, we may slip and say we don't like something we may have liked prior to the cheating.
Give me an example.
Iris, if you can give us an example so we know what you're talking about. But that's a good little point to bring up. And also, what happens if, would you expect your significant other is cheating if you're getting it on and you notice they do something that they never done before? Or they got a new move and you're just like wondering how they learn that, where they get it from?
No, I don't think about that. That's stressful. I don't need added stress. That's some stressful shit. Like that. That like, what does that do? That's paranoia. If you that paranoid, that means, like, if you thinking about that, in my opinion, that means you know what I'm saying? Now I ain't gonna now. Nah, I can't say that either. I can't say that either. I don't know. I just no. I'm saying I don't think. I'm not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying you in general, but I'm not saying you, but I'm just speaking in general. Like I wonder if people.
I know some. I probably more people than we would like to think. Probably had that mind, that state of mind. Yeah.
Just letting you know out there, people, when we ask these questions, we're just speaking generally. We're not speaking on like their relationship. They're married. Him and Dee are married and they're happy, I'm assuming, and all that. They have a good relationship. So we're not talking about them personally. We're just speaking in general, just to let y'all know, because I don't want y'all to think that we trying to, will people in relationships. We're not. We're just speaking in general. Man, we can.
My wife is a headache, but she's worth the headache.
Chris said that Iris, I get people taste change, but if you were not willing to try something, then but someone else 6 months later, maybe you just didn't have a healthy sexual relationship. Oh, okay, Chris.
A healthy sexual because you didn't do something that you're doing something new now that you didn't do before. Maybe that person just didn't bring it out of you.
True. Or maybe they weren't willing to try it.
Yeah, it was just, they may have been in a different place in their life or whatever, but
Iris said that it could be a move you done before that we don't like anymore because the side piece did it better or showed us new tricks. By the way, I don't cheat, but just saying. Hello.
All of these are very plausible. Like, all of these are very, like, but even like what Iris said, that's what I'm saying. I don't have time to answer wanting to be thinking about them type of questions.
Exactly.
I don't have time.
Ben said
my mental health at all.
Ben said the world is open to cheating and accepting nowadays. That's true. Chris said true. Communication helps. Or the other person was pressuring, so it depends.
Yeah, communication, because like sometimes like stuff ain't happening because the other person is not saying what they want. Like, or they not, you know, like it was one. I ain't look, man. I've been with my wife 13 years, man. I I thought like it was times where I thought, you know, I was doing something right, and then she got to, you know, I was taking subtle hits when I wasn't getting you know, I wasn't getting certain reactions, and she just came to me and she was like, "Oh, babe, I don't like when you do that." I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I ain't gonna do that shit again.
Well, it's good that she told you, because some people, like you said, some people are scared to mention it. Some people don't know how to go about mentioning it.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
Which
have
is
that.
weird too. Because you know you would think, like you would think, you know, because when you're with somebody, you would feel especially when it comes to that topic. You know that's y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all should be able to communicate that. You would think so, but it's not as easy to express certain things.
No, it's not. I agree with Iris. It's more work to cheat than to be faithful. That is true. Because I have a habit of not saving numbers. If I feel like you are not that important to me, I don't save your number, depending on the person. If I feel like we're gonna do a lot of business together, I save your number quick. But I don't save people's numbers, so I'll be the one to actively text someone something they're not supposed to get. That's why I don't cheat. It's just too stressful because I would have to look at the conversation to see who you are to remember whose number this is. Because I feel like and also if you change your number a lot, ain't no point in me saving your number if we're gonna change it often.
I hated people that did that. I'm like, man,
there's people who still do that.
Keep a number, man. Like, come on.
Still do this. There's people who still do this. There's an artist that I do business with, and he's always changing his numbers. So I don't save it, but luckily with my phone, it pops up with might be, and they say the name, but no, change constantly. I don't know why. When you build a relationship, you lay the foundation and place pillars like buildings a house. To use that, once you move a pillar, the house will fall. Oh, said that once you move a pillar, the house will fall.
Yeah.
You're dropping some gems, Ben. Are you married in a relationship? Let us know. You dropping some gems tonight.
Yeah, man, you on one tonight, brother.
Let us know. We'll bring you on. Have you talk about it? Iris says, I think this is why it's important to know each other's love language and attachment styles.
Yes. Like, okay, that's a good question.
Oh, look at y'all finally agreeing on something.
That's
we have a breakthrough.
Like that goes into like what? Because some people's love language is different.
Do you know your love language? Do you know your wife's love language?
Yes, I do.
That's good. Chris said Ben speaking in parables. Not LOL. He is.
Yeah, like
if you don't know your love language, people in the chat, just go online. There's a quiz you can take, and you can find your love language. And I feel like I have 2 love languages. It all depends on the person who can bring it out of me. Because sometimes I need that attention, and sometimes I'm just annoyed and don't. And other times it's different. Okay, I can't believe it. I know she can't believe that y'all agree on something. Iris, I know, right? It's a breakthrough, man. Let us bring up another topic. We're gonna be back to square one.
Was that episode 2?
I think so. 2, right? I think so. What would we talk about episode 2? We talked about
so we was talking about Neo.
Oh, Neo and his wife's situation.
Yeah, like we was talking about that.
They're having kids.
Yeah, like how he should pay for her to get her.
Well, that's another part of. Well, he wasn't cheating, but still, that's another thing of not wanting. Okay, but that's another.
That's what I was saying. Like I don't.
But that's another thing that what was it? Chris was talking about how you didn't want to try something with someone else, but now you're willing to try something now. Just like he wasn't willing to have kids with her, but now he wants more kids.
Well, yeah, like
Neo.
But that's the thing; they didn't want one
was wrong,
They
Iris.
both didn't want more kids. Like they made that decision as a couple.
How you know that? You sure?
Yeah, like for real. If you ain't if you are not a pimp, how can a man how can a black man stop a black woman? We can't stop y'all from talking. What makes you think we can tell y'all for real to stop to do whatever with y'all body? Like, come on. And Neo don't even strike me that type of person that could make a woman do anything like that. Like, just make them do that. Now, you could probably, like, they could probably have a conversation, and like, if you on the fence about something, he could probably, and that could be for anybody, probably like nudge you in the other direction or whatever. But here y'all go.
Yeah. Let's not start. But shout out to Marcus for tuning in for the first time. He has a question, which is a good question. Should a boyfriend, girlfriend who
Marcus
split the rent 50-50? Man, it depends on the relationship because I lived with a boyfriend before and he wanted to take over the rent. He didn't want me to help him pay it. But I was saving for a car at the time, so that's why. But each relationship is different. But if you living together and y'all decide to do it 50-50, then yeah. But if some men have that, men at the house and I'll pay the bills and you just take care of the household chores. Depends on how you have it. It all depends. Chris Live says true. Maybe it wasn't. Huh?
See, Chris is writing stuff like he writing music. Like
Chris Live said true. Maybe it wasn't time for kids, or like I said before, they didn't want kids with you. But again, it's all situations. But he already had kids with her. That's the thing. He already had kids with her. He didn't want any more kids, and then he gets remarried to have more kids.
But
Iris says, Brittany Perry, I won't start because we'll never agree in this, although we know he was wrong. LOL. Neo doesn't strike me as a man who wants women, but that's not my. Oh. I was thinking the same thing, Brittany. Ben says, understand our elders before we fix marriages. You have to show your fruits to them before you can get to the agreement of dating and marriage. The view and set standards for us. Okay, you threw us off, Brittany, with that one, but how about we read Ben's comment again? Because we laughing. But Ben said, understand our elders before we fix marriages. You have to show your fruits to them before you could get the agreement of dating and marriage. The viewed and set standards for us. Hey, you know what, Ben? We need to have you as a guest on this show.
You got a lot to say tonight, bro.
I know. Chris says, oh, Marcus, 50-50. Good question. Finance is one of the biggest causes of breakups and arguments. What is one doesn't have a job or working minimum wage? That is true. And Chris with his paragraphs, because you don't know paragraphs. Man.
He writing them in stanzas like it's a poem or something.
He is. He's trying to separate them, so we won't call it a paragraph. Iris says, Marcus Wade it definitely depends on the dynamic and financial situation. However, I feel eventually the household / BF should pay the mortgage, not rent, and the women can take care of the rest if that's an option. That's true.
You're very traditional.
Look, I'm not playing with Marcus. I'm not playing with Marcus.
Put it back up there.
What do you say? When you play Uno, can you put a draw 2 on top of a draw 4? Well, this is where you ask, Marcus. This is. And no.
Okay.
No, you cannot put a draw 2 on top of a draw 4, but you can't put a draw 2 on top of a draw 2 and a draw 4 on top of a draw 4. And man, Marcus, what kind of Uno do you be playing, Marcus? You can play that cheating Uno.
From somewhere.
You like to cheat, Marcus? You cheated Uno? Do you be cheating Uno?
No, that came from somewhere. I know Marcus.
No, people have been asking that question, but you can't. Uno already answered that, boy. You cheated. Exactly. Brittany, Uno answered it. You cannot put a draw 2 on a draw 4. And who came up with the rules of stacking? That's another thing that's not in Uno. Stacking's not in Uno either. You can't put a draw two, draw two, draw. No, that's not how it works.
Nah, yeah.
That's not. And also, and I don't know who came up with the rule that you can, if someone put a draw four on, you can call them out on it. That's not how you play Uno. Never call somebody out. If I want to put a draw four down, then put the draw four down. If I have the color, I want to save my color. Just say. Uno gets heated. We ain't talking about Uno. Brittany said we play stack over here. Man, we need to have a virtual Uno game one day. You know, I would say couples against couples, but I'm solo dolo.
That is not possible. How is that possible?
What, virtual Uno?
Yeah.
There is virtual Uno games somewhere.
You like on the phone?
Or through internet. There should be like a virtual Uno game that we can like stream, show our screen, and play. But if we do it in person, we can stream it live and do couple versus couple, and I can just be the referee there telling y'all cheating. Cheat. You know, and women, I am on your side. So if I feel like the men are cheating, men are cheating. You know.
Okay, but what if you feel? So what you saying is you don't feel like the women gonna cheat?
No, women, we got this right. No. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair across the board.
You are not objective.
I'll be the best objective referee you ever see. Ben said cheating is a habit, not a trait. Habits are hard to break once you repeatedly do it. That is true. Uno gets heated, especially on a house party. Oh yes, on a house party, yes. If you haven't played Uno on a house party, you need to play. Get that app. It's dope. Black women don't cheat. Tell them, Brittany. Black women don't cheat. It's the men. Oh, and I remember, was it last show, the show before that? We asked.
Hey, check this out, y'all.
No.
For the men.
Do y'all remember that episode where we asked who cheat more, men and women? And who's been in the media lately for cheating? Men.
That's because we stupid.
Men.
That's because we're stupid, and we the majority don't know how to hide this shit. Y'all cheat more and better.
We don't save numbers as Pizza Hut. I wonder why Pizza Hut's calling us.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's dumb.
I just seen a lot of parodies and people doing that. I'm like, why would you save the number as Pizza Hut or whatever? Or someone tried to save a number as Scam Lightly or whatever, but they spelled one of the words wrong. Like, I don't know. I can't do it. Like I said, I don't really save numbers anyway, so I ain't cheating. I don't have time to do that too much. But just to let you know what's coming up soon, next week, Wednesday, we're going to have Miss Nika on our show to talk about why she's running for District 2 and why you should vote for her. Remember, we are not endorsing any of these candidates that's coming on our show. We just want to give them a platform to talk of why you should vote if you live in District 2 or anywhere in San Antonio. Okay, got to go. Have a good night. Good night, Ben. Thank you for tuning in. We're about to sign out too in a little bit, but thank you, Ben. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in again next week on Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're going to have Miss Nika, and then Saturday, 8 p.m., where we talk our mess like we do right now and give you the good topics, the real juicy topics you want to talk about, whether it's funny or whether it's serious. We're going to talk about it. I think that's the main thing that we have coming up soon. We also are going to be having some live commentation on that URL. The Battle League. I don't know why I'm thinking of URL, but the Battle League with Mr. Hitman Holla and the one and only Cassidy. If you I'm glad to be a guest. He said let's work it out. Okay, we got you, Ben. Next time we talk about relationships, we got you. So if anybody that's really into music and not just a rapper, but you really into that hip hop music and you know the background of Cassidy and Hitman Holla and all that, because we don't need nobody coming onto the show talking about he's just a wilding out person. We don't need that. You will not be a good commentator. We would definitely love to have you on the show and, help us commentate. While we're not going to show the whole battle because we're not trying to get no copyright issues, but we will show clips of the battle here and there and give you our thoughts of who we think will win and who will not win. I know y'all probably saw that promo where Hitman got heated already, but
I seen that promo. Hitman really, Hitman don't want to admit it, but Hitman took that conversation the way it went.
Yeah.
Like he steered that conversation. Like he was the main one getting up, getting loud.
Do you feel like Hitman was really heated, or do you feel like it was FOMO?
No. Hitman was emotional. He was in his feelings. Like when Cass said I make more money. When Cass said I make more money. I make more money than you. I get, you know what I'm saying? Like my street credibility is better than yours and all that. He didn't like that.
Yeah.
And then that's what he was like Cass. And then he kept saying, he was like, nah, he brought up fighting and all of that. Nah, Hitman brought up fighting because he was the one talking about something like he was like, I lay niggas out for a living. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And like Cass kept saying, like, I don't know you for that. I know you. He's like, I know you for wilding out. That's how you make your money. Like, I don't know you for laying.
Oh, I didn't catch that because I didn't really listen.
Go look at the whole thing.
I didn't really listen. I just skimmed through it.
No, so go look at go look at the whole thing.
I didn't know he said that.
He kept saying, Cass, man, I'll hurt you, Cass, and I'll hurt you, and I'll hurt. This was way before Cass was like, it's different. You keep getting up like you're gonna do something. I got different type of niggas in here and all of that. That's when he was like, that's when Hitman was like, oh man, I don't take threats lightly and all of that. Bro, you was just telling this nigga you was gonna hurt him. And you lay niggas out for a living.
Do you feel like
Hitman goofy? Like
making a comeback?
Huh?
You feel like Cassidy has a chance of winning and making a comeback? You feel like this is his time?
Just hearing him talk in interviews, like he's still the same cocky Cass, which when he has to be, but
yeah, he's
also admitted that, there was some growing he had to do to this new form of battle rapping. So he was like, I've been studying, he like, I studied, I've gotten better. He was like, but if he's like, I structure my bars in a way where it's not going over nobody's head, which was a lot of the which was a lot of the thing. Because he said, he was like, in a battle, you can't just keep replaying the word, replaying the bar over and over, for somebody to eventually get it. In battle rap, they got to get it like right then.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it has to be something to where like niggas ain't got to put too much thought into about what he meant.
Because you don't want them going home talking about, I just got that, what he said.
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? So he's acknowledged that and he's making those adjustments. He's made those adjustments. It's gonna be. I got Cass winning. I pick Cass every time though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just his lyrical ability and his punchlines, like that's how he came up, was battling. You know what I'm saying? So like I pick him. I feel like there's nothing you may say something hot, but I don't think there's nothing that anybody has said against Cassidy, whether it was Disaster, Goods, or Arsenal, that just blew my mind. It was like, oh yeah, he got Cass on that one. There's nothing that they said that was like, yeah, man, Cass losing this battle. There's nothing that's made me say that. So that's how I feel about it anyway.
I made a poll question in the chat right now. Who do you feel like is gonna win? Cassidy or Hitman? Holla, let us know. I did catch that Cassidy said something like, what did Cassidy tell Hitman? Oh, because Hitman kept saying that I was gonna still be the main card on the ticket, even if I wasn't battling you. And Cassidy,
no, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Like, no, you wasn't. I did see that.
Hitman knows if he battling anybody else other than Cassidy, he'd have been like a couple battles before, or the battle right before. He wouldn't have been the headliner. Why? Because I look at Cass's effect in battle rap, the Floyds in boxing. Yeah, you might everybody wasn't a Floyd fan for many reasons, but it was like either you love Mayweather or you didn't. It's the same thing with Cass. You either love Cass or you don't. But guess what? Either way, most of the people that tune in are going to tune in and buy the pay-per-view to watch him lose. That's something Goods did say in a recent interview, which is fine. The fact that I'm on the card, you want to see me lose that bad that you going to buy it? I did my job.
He said to see who lose, to see Hitman?
No, Cassidy.
Oh, the Cassidy, yeah. Well, a lot of people want to see him lose because of the last battle he did with Mr. Disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
Of course, they want to see him lose.
And Arsenal, that battle was both of them had lackluster performances. I mean, it was like I said, well, nothing Arsenal did or said that really made me go. The only thing that shocked me was like he put his hand. You know, what I'm saying he put his hands on Cass, not understanding that. You know, it's certain people you just can't put your hands on, and you can't put your hands on certain people in their city and think it's you just finna just get away with that.
Exactly. I agree with that. Well, like we said, when we're gonna give more PP, we're gonna give more promo on the day that we do the commentary and let you know who's gonna be our guest. We might have 2 extra guests on here to help with the commentary. You know, just to bring some more, you know, entertainment. Maybe a female. We're not sure because there's not too many females who know a lot about battle rap. So I'm just one of the few. So it depends. We might, if not, we're gonna have some men on here to help with the commentary, and I'll probably just be there, you know, letting y'all do what y'all do. We don't know yet, but just make sure you keep tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, or like us on Facebook. You know, we do have Twitter. We just don't use it that much, but you can follow us at Well You Ask PO1 and Instagram Where You Ask Podcast. Just follow us every time we go live. You get that notification. I know we haven't been live on Facebook. We were trying a YouTube thing, but we noticed that you missed us on Facebook, so we're back. You missed us, and we are back. So, but just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel too, in case you want to go back. In case we said something and you didn't agree with it, you can come back. I see you weapon your shirt. What is that, Ultimate?
Yeah, Ultimate Oos. It's a line by the Samoan Dynasty, the Samoan Dynasty wrestling family. This is Rodney Anoa'i, aka Yokozuna. This is like one of my favorite pro wrestlers ever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Samoan Dynasty. You know, the Anoa'i family, you know, the bloodline, the lineage that dates back, you know what I'm saying, to the, you know, to the 80s and you know what I'm saying, and before that, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to them. You know, big Rikishi Fatu, all the Samoan Dynasty period, man. Like, just shout out to y'all.
Shout out to his fighting family. That's what I'm gonna call y'all, the fighting family, because they got the hands. So don't ever come at any of us just incorrect. You know, Travis gonna let y'all know he's like our little bodyguard, even though we don't go nowhere yet. But just shout out to your fighting family. That's what's up. Like I said, we can't wait till you have your fight. When you do, we're gonna be there. Definitely, maybe we can go live and show people how you get down in the ring, because we like to support our people and everything they do outside the podcast too, because that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. I want to just shout out everyone who tuned in tonight. I'm not gonna call out everybody's name. You know who you are. I shouted y'all out earlier, and I know. Thank you, Brittany said she missed us on Facebook. We know we missed y'all too. Yeah. Chris, we missed y'all too. So just make sure y'all tune in to us. We would definitely, you know, shout out Christopher Rosario just tuned in with a heart. I don't know who you are, but thank you for tuning in. We love you guys, and you're the reason why we do this. And if you want to hear more of us, you can catch us on Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere you can get your podcasts. Every Monday is when our podcast drops. So you can tune in on Mondays to see us. You can see us on our YouTube channel and see us again. Especially if we said something that you did not agree or you did your research on and you want to comment again on it, feel free. Comment on our YouTube channel, comment on our Facebook page, and let us know. I do not agree with this. You said this, and we will definitely talk about it, and
we'll address it. If we wrong, we wrong. If we can refute your claim, we're gonna do that too. So, you know.
Exactly. We miss you too, Irish. Yes, you know you have to give us a hard time. We know. We love you guys. Yes, and we love this. Like Chris Live said, we love this open communication. That's what it's about. And I feel like we're having a conversation. I feel like it's not like other podcasts where you interviewing people back and forth. No, we having a conversation. We just talking like we people at the house chilling. We talking and we love you guys. And we're gonna catch y'all later. So peace out.